Africa's intellectual brilliance will captivate the world and spark an unparalleled era of progress and prosperity. Welcome to the revolutionary world of blockchain-powered intellectual property management in Africa. In this article, we delve into the cutting-edge technology that will transform the way African researchers, innovators, and entrepreneurs safeguard their creations and ideas. Africa, continent rich in talent and potential, has long grappled with the challenges of protecting intellectual property rights amidst a rapidly evolving digital landscape. The traditional mechanisms have often fallen short, leaving innovators vulnerable to piracy, plagiarism, and unauthorized use of their valuable knowledge. However, a groundbreaking solution is on the horizon: Actuate on the blockchain. This transformative combination promises to redefine the landscape of intellectual property rights management in Africa, empowering creators with transparency, security, and a seamless path to commercialization. No longer will African innovators struggle to establish their authorship or ownership, for the blockchain will provide an immutable record of their creations, timestamping each breakthrough in real time. Gone are the days of lengthy legal battles and costly litigations, as the blockchain's tamper-proof nature ensures verifiable proof of ownership. Through Actuate's blockchain-enabled platform, we will witness a new era of collaboration, trust, and innovation across the continent. Researchers from different African countries will seamlessly share their knowledge, opening doors to cross-border partnerships and accelerated advancements in science and technology. In this article, we embark on a journey of exploration, investigating the legal and regulatory implications of blockchain technology in intellectual property rights management. From addressing data privacy concerns to unlocking new opportunities for efficient licensing agreements, we will uncover the endless possibilities that Actuate on the blockchain brings to Africa's intellectual landscape. Get ready to witness the dawn of a new age in intellectual property management, where innovation flourishes and creators are honored for their ingenuity. Embrace the transformative power of Actuate on the blockchain and join us on this thrilling expedition into the future of African innovation. Blockchain will strengthen IP protection. Let us explore how Actuate, implemented on the blockchain, will strengthen the protection of intellectual property rights in African countries, specifically within the context of commercializing scientific knowledge. Blockchain technology will provide a secure and immutable digital ledger, enabling transparent and tamper-proof recording of intellectual property-related transactions and activities. By leveraging blockchain's capabilities, Actuate will establish a decentralized network where creators, researchers, and innovators can securely register their intellectual property rights. The distributed nature of the blockchain will eliminate the need for a central authority, reducing the risk of manipulation or unauthorized access to sensitive intellectual property data. For instance, let's consider a scenario where a researcher in Africa develops a groundbreaking scientific innovation. With Actuate on the blockchain, the researcher can register their intellectual property rights directly on the platform. This registration will be timestamped and linked to a unique cryptographic identifier, ensuring the authenticity and ownership of the invention. In addition, Actuate's blockchain-based platform will enable transparent licensing and royalty distribution mechanisms. When an organization or individual wishes to license the researcher's intellectual property for commercial use, the terms and conditions of the agreement will be recorded on the blockchain in the form of smart contracts. These smart contracts will automatically execute the agreed-upon royalty payments to the researcher each time the licensed knowledge generates revenue. By providing an immutable and publicly verifiable record of these transactions, Actuate on the blockchain will bolster trust between parties, minimizing disputes over intellectual property ownership and royalties. This enhanced transparency will also attract more investors and businesses to engage in technology transfer and research collaborations in African countries. Furthermore, Actuate on the blockchain will foster a collaborative environment by facilitating knowledge sharing among researchers and institutions. As researchers publish their findings or inventions on the platform, the blockchain will establish a credible proof of authorship and ownership, mitigating the risk of plagiarism and promoting the dissemination of scientific knowledge across the continent. In this way, Actuate on the blockchain will revolutionize the protection of intellectual property rights in African countries. Its decentralized, transparent, and immutable nature will instill confidence among creators, investors, and businesses alike, propelling the commercialization of scientific knowledge and fostering innovation across the continent. Licensing and loyalty distribution. Actuate, implemented on the blockchain, will enable the creation of transparent and efficient licensing and royalty distribution systems for African researchers and innovators, effectively incentivizing knowledge creation and dissemination. By leveraging blockchain technology, Actuate will revolutionize the traditional licensing and royalty processes, ensuring a fair and secure ecosystem for all stakeholders involved. For example, imagine a scenario where a group of African researchers develops a novel medical device that has significant market potential. With Actuate on the blockchain, these researchers can register their invention on the platform and define the terms and conditions of its licensing. This information will be stored as a smart contract on the blockchain, containing specific details such as permitted usage, geographic restrictions, and royalty rates. When a company from another country expresses interest in commercializing the medical device within their region, the company can access the blockchain-based platform and review the licensing terms set by the African researchers. By utilizing Actuate's smart contracts, the licensing process will be automated and self-executing, eliminating the need for intermediaries and reducing administrative overheads. Once the licensing agreement is established, the blockchain will transparently record all subsequent transactions and usage of the intellectual property. Each time the medical device is sold or utilized within the licensed region, the predetermined royalty amount will be automatically transferred to the African researchers' designated accounts. This immediate and secure royalty distribution mechanism ensures that the researchers receive fair compensation for their innovation without delays or potential disputes. Furthermore, Actuate's blockchain-based system will provide visibility to all relevant stakeholders, including investors and institutions interested in the research project's success. Investors can monitor the commercialization progress and see the revenue generated through the transparent records on the blockchain. This increased transparency builds trust and attracts more potential investors, further encouraging knowledge creation and innovation in Africa. Moreover, Actuate on the blockchain will extend beyond national borders, enabling global collaborations. African researchers will easily connect with international innovators and form partnerships, fostering a diverse and rich exchange of ideas and expertise. The blockchain's immutable nature guarantees the security and credibility of these collaborations, ensuring that all contributors receive proper recognition and fair compensation for their contributions. As such, Actuate on the blockchain will revolutionize the licensing and royalty distribution landscape for African researchers and innovators. Its transparent, automated, and decentralized nature will create a conducive environment for knowledge creation and dissemination, fostering innovation and collaboration on both local and global scales. By incentivizing researchers through fair compensation and recognition, Actuate will fuel a wave of advancements and breakthroughs, benefiting Africa's scientific community and the broader global society. Decentralizing IP management. Actuate will facilitate the benefits of decentralized intellectual property management systems in African scientific institutions. By leveraging blockchain technology, Actuate will create a secure, transparent, and collaborative environment that fosters innovation and knowledge sharing among researchers in African scientific institutions. Imagine a scenario where a prominent scientific institution in Africa conducts groundbreaking research in renewable energy technology. With Actuate on the blockchain, the institution will establish a decentralized IP management system. Each research project and its associated intellectual property will be recorded as a unique and immutable entry on the blockchain. This decentralized approach ensures that all researchers within the institution have access to the latest findings, discoveries, and inventions, promoting collaboration and interdisciplinary research. As researchers contribute to various projects, their individual contributions will be recorded on the blockchain, providing verifiable proof of authorship and ownership. Furthermore, Actuate's blockchain-based platform will allow researchers to license their intellectual property directly to external entities or organizations. This direct licensing process will streamline technology transfer and commercialization, enabling quicker adoption of innovative solutions developed within the African scientific institutions. In addition to promoting collaboration within the institution, Actuate on the blockchain will foster collaborations among different scientific institutions across Africa. Researchers from different institutions will access each other's findings and inventions transparently on the blockchain. This cross-institutional, cross-pollination knowledge sharing will encourage the exchange of ideas, expertise, and resources, accelerating the pace of scientific advancements on the continent. Actuate's blockchain-powered system will also enhance the protection of intellectual property rights for researchers. The decentralized nature of the blockchain ensures that ownership and authorship records cannot be altered or tampered with, reducing the risk of disputes and ensuring fair recognition and attribution for researchers' contributions. Moreover, Actuate's platform will facilitate the tracking and monitoring of the commercialization process for intellectual property developed within the African scientific institutions. Researchers will use the blockchain to record licenses, sales, and royalty transactions, providing real-time insights into the economic impact of their innovations. Indeed, by embracing decentralized systems, researchers will experience increased collaboration, knowledge sharing, and protection of their intellectual property rights. Actuate's transparent and secure platform will catalyze innovation, making Africa a hub for cutting-edge research and technology advancements with significant positive implications for the continent's development. Use of smart contracts. Smart contracts will effectively enforce intellectual property rights agreements in Africa. By leveraging smart contracts on the blockchain, Actuate will ensure fair compensation for creators and discourage unauthorized use and distribution of scientific knowledge on the continent. For instance, let's consider a scenario where an African innovator develops a groundbreaking software application. With Actuate on the blockchain, the innovator can create a smart contract that defines the terms of use for the software. This contract will include specific conditions for licensing, distribution, and revenue sharing. When a company or individual wishes to use the software, they will need to agree to the terms of the smart contract before gaining access to the application. Once the terms are accepted, the smart contract will be automatically executed, and the user will be granted permission to use the software while ensuring that the creator receives fair compensation for their work. Furthermore, Actuate's blockchain-based platform will provide real-time tracking and monitoring of software usage. The smart contract will record each transaction, such as downloads or subscriptions, and calculate the corresponding royalty payments owed to the innovator. This transparent and automated process guarantees that the creator receives a fair share of the revenue generated from the software's use. Moreover, Actuate's smart contracts will act as an enforceable mechanism for discouraging unauthorized use and distribution of intellectual property. The terms of the smart contract can include strict penalties for unauthorized access or infringement, deterring potential violators from attempting to exploit the intellectual property. Actuate's blockchain-based system will also enable easy verification of intellectual property rights ownership. Since the smart contracts are recorded on an immutable ledger, anyone can verify the legitimacy of the software's licensing and its associated terms. This feature provides an additional layer of security and trust in the digital marketplace, reducing the risk of fraudulent activities and ensuring a fair and competitive environment for African innovators. In this way, Actuate on the blockchain will revolutionize the enforcement of intellectual property rights in Africa through the use of smart contracts. By providing a transparent and automated framework for licensing, revenue sharing, and rights enforcement, Actuate will promote innovation, protect creators' interests, and foster a thriving ecosystem for the commercialization of scientific knowledge on the continent. Platforms for collaboration. Top of form. Let us examine how Actuate will facilitate the creation of blockchain-based platforms for collaborative research and knowledge sharing in Africa. Actuate will establish a seamless and secure environment that fosters collaboration among African researchers and institutions, enabling efficient exchange of scientific knowledge. For example, in a scenario where researchers in multiple research institutions in Africa are working on a project. With Actuate on the blockchain, these institutions can join a collaborative platform where they share their findings, data, and research methodologies securely. The blockchain's decentralized nature ensures that all participants have access to the latest information in real time, promoting cross-institutional learning and cooperation. Moreover, Actuate's blockchain-based platform will allow researchers to establish ownership and authorship of their contributions. As researchers upload their findings and data to the platform, the blockchain will record and timestamp each entry, providing verifiable proof of the researcher's original work and contributions. Actuate on the blockchain will also provide a secure space for researchers to exchange ideas and collaborate on joint projects. Researchers can use the platform to communicate, coordinate their efforts, and seek expertise from colleagues in different institutions, breaking down geographical barriers and fostering a culture of innovation. Furthermore, Actuate's platform will facilitate peer review processes within the collaborative network. Researchers can submit their research papers and proposals to the platform, and their peers can review and provide feedback transparently through the blockchain. This open and decentralized review process will ensure unbiased evaluations and contribute to the overall quality and credibility of the scientific knowledge shared within the platform. The blockchain's immutability ensures that all research contributions and communications are tamper-proof and traceable. This feature not only strengthens the integrity of the collaborative platform but also enhances the protection of intellectual property rights. Researchers can rest assured that their ideas and discoveries are securely stored and attributed to them, reducing the risk of plagiarism and unauthorized use of their work. This is how Actuate on the blockchain will revolutionize collaborative research and knowledge sharing in Africa. By establishing a secure, decentralized, and transparent platform, Actuate will promote cross-institutional collaboration, foster innovation, and accelerate the exchange of scientific knowledge across the continent. Through seamless communication and trust-building features, Actuate will play a pivotal role in advancing Africa's research capabilities and contributing to global scientific advancements. Tech transfer. Actuate will streamline the technology transfer processes, enabling smoother commercialization of scientific knowledge and fostering technology development across the continent. In the instance where an African research institution develops a groundbreaking medical device with potential applications in various fields, with Actuate on the blockchain, the institution can register the intellectual property rights of the medical device securely and transparently. The blockchain will serve as an unalterable record of ownership and authorship, creating a credible and tamper-proof proof of existence for the invention. Actuate's blockchain-based system will facilitate technology licensing and transfer by providing a decentralized platform for interested parties to access the IP information. Companies or investors seeking to commercialize the medical device can easily access the details and terms of the licensing agreement directly through the blockchain. This streamlined process will reduce administrative complexities and time-consuming negotiations, expediting the technology transfer. Furthermore, Actuate's blockchain platform will automate royalty distribution to the research institution. Once the licensing agreement is in place, the blockchain will track and record all transactions and revenue generated from the medical device's commercialization. The predetermined royalty payments will be automatically executed and distributed to the research institution's designated account, ensuring a fair and efficient compensation system. Actuate's blockchain-enabled system will also foster trust between the involved parties. As the entire technology transfer process is recorded on an immutable ledger, all stakeholders can verify the authenticity and legitimacy of the agreement, reducing the risk of disputes or misunderstandings. Moreover, Actuate on the blockchain will attract more international collaboration and investment. The transparent and secure nature of the blockchain-based IP system will increase the confidence of foreign companies, and investors in engaging with African research institutions. This increased interest will lead to more opportunities for technology transfer, knowledge exchange, and joint ventures that contribute to technology development and economic growth in Africa. This will revolutionize technology transfer in Africa by creating a seamless and transparent environment for IP management. By streamlining the licensing process, ensuring fair compensation, and enhancing trust among stakeholders, Actuate will accelerate the commercialization of scientific knowledge and foster technology development, ultimately driving innovation and progress on the African continent. Overcoming challenges of IP protection in startups in Africa. Let us assess how Actuate will help overcome the challenges of intellectual property management in African startups. Actuate will address these challenges, promoting investment in startups and facilitating technology commercialization in the region. For instance, consider a scenario where a tech startup in Africa develops a novel software application. With Actuate on the blockchain, the startup can securely register its IP rights and establish ownership of the software. The blockchain will create an immutable record of the startup's intellectual property, preventing unauthorized use and providing verifiable proof of ownership. Actuate's blockchain-based platform will offer transparent and tamper-proof licensing mechanisms. When the startup seeks investors or business partnerships, it can present the terms of the licensing agreement through the blockchain. Potential investors can review the licensing terms and have confidence in the authenticity of the IP rights, increasing the likelihood of funding and partnerships. Moreover, Actuate on the blockchain will facilitate fair compensation for startups and innovators. When the software application is licensed to a company or used by end users, the blockchain will automatically execute the agreed-upon royalty payments to the startup. This ensures that the startup receives fair financial rewards for its innovation, encouraging further development and technology commercialization. By using the blockchain, Actuate will also provide a decentralized platform for startups to showcase their inventions and IP portfolios. This visibility will attract more investors and potential collaborators, as they can easily verify the authenticity and value of the startup's IP rights, reducing uncertainty and promoting investments. Actuate's blockchain-based system will further enhance the protection of IP rights for startups in Africa. The tamper-resistant nature of the blockchain will safeguard against IP theft, counterfeiting, or unauthorized usage, giving startups more confidence to share their innovative ideas and technologies with the market. Furthermore, Actuate on the blockchain will streamline the IP management process for startups. The blockchain's automated record-keeping and transparency will reduce administrative burdens and legal complexities, allowing startups to focus on their core business activities and technology development. Indeed, Actuate on the blockchain will revolutionize intellectual property management for African startups. By addressing IP challenges, promoting investment, and facilitating technology commercialization, Actuate will empower startups to protect their innovations, attract funding, and thrive in the competitive global market. The blockchain's secure, transparent, and automated features will pave the way for increased innovation and economic growth in the African startup ecosystem. Proof of authorship. Blockchain technology will help establish verifiable proof of authorship and ownership in African scientific publications. By leveraging blockchain, Actuate will mitigate issues of plagiarism and copyright violations, ensuring the credibility and protection of scientific research in Africa. For example, in case where a researcher in Africa submits a research paper to a scientific journal. With Actuate on the blockchain, the researcher can timestamp the paper's content and metadata on the blockchain before submission. This process creates an immutable and tamper-proof record of the paper's originality and existence at a specific point in time, serving as verifiable proof of authorship. Actuate's blockchain-based system will also provide a secure environment for peer reviewers to access the research paper. Once the paper is submitted, The blockchain will facilitate peer review processes by granting access to selected reviewers while maintaining the paper's integrity and preventing unauthorized changes. Moreover, Actuate on the blockchain will record the peer review outcomes and feedback from reviewers. This transparent record of the review process adds credibility to the research paper and ensures that the contributions of peer reviewers are duly acknowledged and attributed. By utilizing the blockchain, Actuate will create an immutable chain of ownership for the scientific publication. As the research paper progresses through various stages, such as publication, licensing, and citation, each relevant transaction and event will be recorded on the blockchain. This comprehensive and transparent ownership record mitigates any disputes related to authorship or ownership rights. Furthermore, Actuate on the blockchain will enhance the protection of copyrights for scientific publications. The time-stamped records on the blockchain serve as concrete evidence of the research paper's originality and authorship. In case of copyright infringement or plagiarism, the blockchain's verifiable proof of ownership can be presented in legal proceedings to protect the researcher's intellectual property rights. Actuate's blockchain-based platform will also promote collaboration among researchers. As multiple researchers work together on a scientific publication, the blockchain will securely record each contributor's input and attribute their respective contributions, fostering a culture of fair recognition and cooperation. In this way, Actuate on the blockchain will revolutionize the authentication and protection of scientific publications in Africa. By utilizing blockchain technology to establish verifiable proof of authorship and ownership, Actuate will strengthen the credibility of research papers, mitigate plagiarism issues, and safeguard the intellectual property rights of African researchers. This enhanced transparency and security will foster a more trustworthy and collaborative scientific ecosystem, contributing to the advancement of knowledge and research excellence in Africa. Dispute resolution. Blockchain will impact the resolution of intellectual property disputes in Africa in certain ways. By leveraging blockchain-based mechanisms, Actuate will enhance the efficiency and transparency of dispute resolution, leading to reduced litigation costs and increased trust among stakeholders. Just imagine a scenario where two entities are involved in a dispute over the ownership of a patented technology. With Actuate on the blockchain, both entities can securely upload all relevant documents and evidence related to the dispute onto the blockchain. These documents will be time-stamped and recorded as immutable entries, ensuring that the information cannot be altered or tampered with. Actuate's blockchain-based system will streamline the process of presenting evidence during the dispute resolution. Instead of relying on lengthy and costly legal procedures, the blockchain will provide a transparent and accessible record of all evidence, enabling a more efficient examination of the case by the involved parties and arbitrators. Furthermore, Actuate on the blockchain will facilitate the appointment of neutral arbitrators. The decentralized nature of the blockchain ensures that no single entity or party has control over the arbitration process, promoting fairness and impartiality in resolving the dispute. Actuate's blockchain platform will also enhance transparency throughout the dispute resolution process. All parties involved in the dispute can access the blockchain to track the progress and status of the case. This increased visibility will help build trust among stakeholders and minimize the potential for misunderstandings or biases. By leveraging the blockchain's secure and tamper-proof nature, Actuate will contribute to reducing litigation costs in intellectual property disputes. Traditional legal processes can be time-consuming and expensive, but the blockchain's streamlined approach enables faster resolutions, leading to cost savings for all parties involved. Moreover, Actuate on the blockchain will create a credible and permanent record of the dispute resolution outcome. The arbitration decision and settlement terms will be securely recorded on the blockchain, ensuring that all parties have access to the final resolution. This feature reduces the risk of disputes arising in the future and provides a foundation for building trust among stakeholders in the intellectual property ecosystem. Actuate on the blockchain will revolutionize the resolution of intellectual property disputes in Africa. By enhancing efficiency, transparency, and trust in the process, Actuate will lead to reduced litigation costs, quicker resolutions, and more equitable outcomes for all parties involved. The blockchain's tamper-proof and decentralized nature will reinforce the credibility of the dispute resolution process, contributing to a more robust and reliable intellectual property rights protection framework in Africa. Impact on regulatory ecosystem. Now let us explore the regulatory and legal implications of blockchain technology in intellectual property rights management in Africa. By leveraging blockchain-based IP management systems, Actuate will address the legal and regulatory challenges while presenting new opportunities for effective intellectual property rights management in various African countries. For instance, let's consider a scenario where an African country is considering adopting a blockchain-based IP management system using Actuate. The implementation of such a system may raise questions regarding its legal validity, compliance with existing IP laws, and data privacy regulations. Actuate on the blockchain will facilitate the creation of a transparent and tamper-proof record of intellectual property rights, ensuring that the blockchain entries have legal recognition in the relevant jurisdiction. By establishing an immutable and time-stamped record of IP rights, Actuate will provide verifiable proof of ownership and authorship, bolstering the legal credibility of intellectual property claims in Africa. Moreover, Actuate's blockchain-based platform will address data privacy concerns by providing secure and decentralized storage of sensitive IP information. The platform can be designed to allow selective access to data, ensuring that only authorized parties, such as IP holders and regulators, have permission to view specific information. The implementation of blockchain-based IP management systems will also present new opportunities for regulatory frameworks. African countries will explore the adoption of smart contracts as legally binding agreements, which will enable automated and self-executing royalty payments, licensing agreements, and dispute resolution mechanisms. Furthermore, Actuate on the blockchain will foster cross-border collaboration on intellectual property matters. This will require African countries to establish interoperable blockchain networks, allowing for seamless sharing of IP-related information and facilitating international technology transfer and knowledge exchange. In the context of patent applications, blockchain technology will enhance the patent examination process by providing a transparent and auditable record of prior art. This will reduce the workload of patent examiners and ensure a more efficient and accurate examination process. While investigating the legal and regulatory implications, it is important to also highlight the importance of collaboration among African countries and regional organizations. Harmonizing IP laws and regulations related to blockchain implementation will create a conducive environment for technology development and innovation across the continent. These actions will revolutionize intellectual property rights management in Africa. By addressing legal and regulatory challenges and exploring new opportunities for efficient and transparent IP management, Actuate will contribute to a more robust and equitable intellectual property ecosystem. Deep insights in this regard will pave the way for a well-informed approach to blockchain adoption, benefiting African countries and their efforts to foster innovation and technology-driven development. Conclusion. In this riveting exploration of blockchain-powered intellectual property management in Africa, we witness the dawning of an era that holds promises of transformative change and boundless opportunities. Actuate on the blockchain emerges as a paradigm-shifting force, empowering African innovators with the tools they need to unleash their brilliance upon the world. The journey is awe-inspiring, revealing the blockchain's unassailable potential to revolutionize how we perceive and protect intellectual property rights. With Actuate as our guiding light, Africa's innovators will no longer tread the treacherous path of uncertainty, but rather stride confidently on the solid ground of verified ownership and authorship. Gone are the days of complacency and fragmented systems. A clarion call echoes through the continent, beckoning us to embrace Actuate and seize the opportunity to transcend the mundane. Together, we will champion the adoption of blockchain-based intellectual property management, building an ecosystem where ideas flourish and true value is rewarded. As the world watches, we, the united vanguard of African innovation, stand poised to make history. With Actuate on the blockchain, we will propel Africa's intellectual landscape to unimagined heights, empowering a new generation of creators to redefine what is possible. Now, more than ever, we must act. It is time to rally behind Actuate, to catalyze a transformation that will resonate across borders and inspire a global community. Africa's creative prowess, unlocked and nurtured by blockchain technology, will command the attention and respect it rightfully deserves. Embrace the call to action, for the future beckons with unfathomable opportunities. As we embark on this extraordinary journey, let Actuate be our guiding beacon, guiding us towards a world where African innovation reigns supreme, forever etched in the annals of history. Together, we will shape a future where Africa's intellectual brilliance will captivate the world and spark an unparalleled era of progress and prosperity. #Actuate Blockchain. #IP Rights Protection. #Technology Transfer Africa. #IP Disputes Resolution. #Blockchain Innovation Africa. #Blockchain IP Management. #African Scientific Knowledge. #Blockchain Regulatory Challenges. #Blockchain IP Management Africa. #African Innovation Revolution.